Like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Marko, I play bass.
And I'm Henrik, the keyboard player.
Hi, so nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
I've met you guys many times. Going back from 2004, I think it was, or 2005.
Yeah, something like that.
So when you did the 13th Day Festival. Anyhow, so you enjoying it here? Yeah. So, and you got a show later on going on at Wolverhampton at the Wolverhampton Hall. So that should be fun. Right. So anyhow, I'm going to start off with about the new album. The new album, and I'm sure you've heard this question. The new album is very different from the early stuff.
Yeah.
How it is quite different from, say, Ecliptica. A lot more time changes, yeah?
Yeah. That was, Ecliptica was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And like every band, you start off at some point, you want to be a certain kind of band, and that's the starting point. And then as you grow and learn and get older, and I wouldn't say wiser, but I mean, you change as a person as well, and your taste has changed a little bit, and that, of course, affects our music as well. So for us, it's just something we don't really think about it. We just, focus on the next album, we make it, then we go on tour, and then do another one, and we always just try to deal with the music at hand and not worry too much, if it's going to sound like the album before or if it's enough sonata types or whatever. And then sometimes you end up like this, that we have a line of albums that are all quite different from each other.
So how has it gone down in the in Europe, the new material?
I don't know.
You don't know? I mean, how's the response? How's the feeling been?
Well, I mean, I think we're doing just as before. Sometimes it's always ups and downs, but right now we are doing the second leg of the European tour. We did one part, it was like a year ago, maybe a little bit more, and we are still drawing good crowds, so I mean, apparently people still want to hear us.
Yeah, absolutely. From what I've heard tonight, it's sold quite well again tonight.
Yeah.
Despite what I originally first heard, and then someone said no, it's at the Wolfram.
Yeah.
There was a confusion on the venue, I think. What I heard.
Yeah, that's why I like to be in the band, because I don't have to care about that kind of stuff.
But I rang them up and they were going, no, it's selling really well and it's at the Wolfram. So yeah. Again, I'm kind of going on about the style of the new album and the new material, which I think you've kind of answered that question. What made you change the style? It's because you've grown older and your tastes change, yeah?
But I think it's like still this new album is going back a little bit to if you compare it to Unia. It was so different, like in every way compared to Ecliptica, but now we got these like Flying Ground, these kind of songs on the new album as well, so I think it's a little bit going back to the old style, even though having the progressive start from Unia. So yeah.
It was like you want to try different things, and I think with Unia we went into a kind of a progressive side, and we went down that road to some point, and then we thought, all right, maybe it's time to turn back a little bit and try a different path. So I'm really interested in seeing what's going to happen next.
Definitely. I mean,
yeah, it's like, I think it's for everybody,
Each album's a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen either. So for us, it's also really exciting, when you start to work on the new songs and you're not really sure where you're going to end up. But you just jump in and something happens, and usually it works.
And you don't want to be caught in that rut of doing the same album repeated over and over again. And because people would just go, there are some people that go, oh, it doesn't sound like the last one.
It's always the same. If you change then the old stuff is better, and if you don't change, it's always the same stuff all over again. So it's basically, I think it's a good starting point to please ourselves, and then just hope the people like it.
Excellent. So again, about what I would say the new style of Sonata from the odes, from what I remember with when you, sort of Reckoning Nights and stuff. Elias joined the band. Do you feel that since Elias joined the band, it's given you more scope, more maneuver, so you can try new things, experimental with his guitar style?
I don't know if it's like affecting that much, because Tony writes 99% of the stuff anyway.
But I mean, when we work on the arrangements together, of course, obviously, Elias his style is a little bit different from Yannis, so of course that affects a little bit, how the songs come out. But I think they have like the basic guitar stuff that they've done. It's pretty similar. It's only like the lead stuff and solos and stuff like that. On that, I think Elias has a totally different approach. But as far as playing rhythm, it's really not a huge difference.
Okay. On the new album, you have female vocals. Yeah? Which is different from what you've done in the past. Have you considered? Would you maybe do some more of that on the next album?
No, I don't know.
No?
Ask him. If we need it, then sure. But there's no plans.
Depends on the songs which are going to happen. If we feel that it would be a good idea to have it on some song, then we do it, but we cannot know it yet. So.
Who was that person?
Johanna Kurkela. She's a Finnish pop singer.
Okay.
That we know from. She's been to a couple of our shows, and we know her from before. And then when we needed some female vocals, Tony just rang her up and asked if she can do some stuff, and she was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Okay. So, how long did it take? How long did it take for the band to write the new material for the album and record it and lay it down onto a CD?
Well, as we start, it's like Tony first makes demos at home, and that takes anywhere from. I think around about a year and a half or something like that. And then when he got his demos down, we get together, we rehearse for 5 or 6 weeks, and then we spend maybe a total of 2 months in the studio, including recording, mixing, and everything. So I'd say it takes roughly 3-4 months for us to get it ready from when we start rehearsing together.
And this is a question that I think it's certainly been on my mind as a fan. Would you ever consider writing a soundtrack with your music for a film or a play in a theatre from start to finish?
I don't know. I mean, we're a rock band, so of course, unless you know exactly what kind of opportunity that would be, and you know how it could be made to work out, of course you can always consider things, but there's I wouldn't say there's a definite yes or no to that.
I think the reason why I asked that is because on the latest album there's some tracks on there that I hear, and like Juliet, for example, and you think that could be on a film somewhere. It could, because I mean it's the story, and you can picture on a film you can hear the track being played. So I didn't know whether that's maybe something you're looking into testing, maybe in Finland first.
Not really, of course some of the songs are a bit epic, and that's fine, but as far as I've understood, we are not looking into going in that direction, like Nightwish, for example, with their new album. So we just play rock and roll.
So, have you ever, both of you, this is an individual question, but the same question, have either of you ever been nervous before you've gone on stage somewhere?
Yeah, most of the time. Of course, yeah. I mean, of course, you get a little bit nervous. I mean, over the years you get used to it, and it's not like in the beginning when you actually really like really nervous. But you get, I don't know, excitement or nervousness or how you should call it. But you get, a little bit of. One expression, and that sounds so fucking gay. So, you get a little bit tingly maybe for the show.
Yeah. And for yourself, Marko?
Yeah, I don't know, not now, but always said like first show, so it's actually kind of bad.
Yeah.
So you always, especially when you got a new set list and everything, then you maybe. On this tour, it took like maybe 3 shows, and after that it was okay. But even though if you're nervous before the show, it lasts maybe for 1 song or something, then it's over after that.
Yeah, I mean, once you get on stage and you see that all the equipment is working and there's some people and they go, hooray, everything's okay, and then you're not nervous anymore.
So tonight there's going to be some slight changes from when you came to Britain last time. Some different tracks.
Yeah, we're pretty much playing the same set list that we have played now during this tour. So
when you came to Dudley?
No. We made some changes. I mean, we are now trying to work on the set list to figure out what kind of set list we would have for the DVD.
Oh, there's a DVD coming in?
Yeah, we're going to film it in Oulu next month.
Okay.
So we are trying to figure out the set that will work on the DVD. So there should be some different songs from last time.
And the question for you both, is there anyone out there in the music world that you would love to participate with or collaborate with on a SONATA ARCTICA album that you haven't approached yet?
Think. It would be really cool to have like somebody like Steve Vai come in and do a solo or a unisono or something like that. That could be interesting.
That's what I was about to say as well. But then again, yeah, he can play solos back home, so I don't have to meet him because I don't want to meet. He's like my hero in the music business, so I don't even want to meet him. So you never know if he would be an asshole or something. That I wouldn't like to know that.
It could be interesting to have Devin Townsend produce it. That would be really cool. Yeah.
So, have you ever considered writing a whole album and putting it out there for the whole world, to hear in Finnish?
No, not the whole album. We were considering doing one song or something in Finnish, but then Nightwish Vetäjänä did it back in 2004, so it's kind of old news. We didn't want to copy that. So. And I think there's a little bit of, for Tony to sing in Finnish, he's a bit, what's the word? He's a bit cautious, I think, with that because he hasn't done it so much.
So it would be a gamble.
It could be, but definitely we would. I don't think we would do a whole album.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the same question that I ask everybody, rounding up the interview, because we're coming to the end now. What next? You've already said there's a DVD coming out.
Yep.
What's on the horizon? When this tour finishes and you go home and you have a rest and you come back, what's next? Maybe for you both as solo artists, have you got plans, maybe other projects with other bands?
Well, there's always something for me, For me, it's a matter of time, But if I have some spare time, I like to do some stuff with other people. Sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't. But there's nothing specific going on right now. And other than that, I just like to be lazy and do like fucking vacuum cleaning shit like back home, play with my daughter and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. And yourself, Marko?
This is the only band I'm playing. So yeah.
So this is it. So you'll go home and just basically start a new album again, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, we still have some summer festivals, but around the end of August at the latest, we're gonna start working on the next albums.
So that's really good.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time. This has been an ambition for me. This has been really good. This interview is going to take some beating. So no, seriously. But anyhow, so thanks very much for your time, guys.
Well, thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye bye.